Andrew, tell us about the hostage rescue team's role in this tonight. We know that the FBI special team has been deployed to Tucson. What does that mean, if anything, about where they may be in terms of trying to find Nancy? You wouldn't use a hostage rescue team to just go detain one person. Obviously,
Correct.
they want to get her home.
Yeah, the hostage rescue team gets called in for specific assignment, and they're a tool that the FBI agents in the field can utilize and draw upon. In this case, you have the FBI leading the investigation. They're the best at what they do in tracking down kidnappers and rescuing kidnapped victims. They've called in the HRT unit. They're a highly trained, most of them are former special forces from the military. They're highly trained. They're professional, and they're very good at extracting victims when they're being held against their will. So to me, it's encouraging that they've flown them in, because they don't fly them in unless they have a specific mission for them. So this is very encouraging, Katie.
So this is an encouraging development.
I think so.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad that that's the thought process, moving this forward and getting Nancy home. Betsy, just based on, again, your experience in law enforcement in Chicago, criminals can be smart and they can also be very dumb. Watching this video and talking to a number of law enforcement experts all evening on the show and throughout the day, you said, you don't believe that they're just guys were, bumbling around, that they were sent. But there does seem to be a distinction based on what our previous guest, Art DeQueto, said, who's seen the ransom note, that these people are working together, but they're not the same, that the ransom note was written by someone who was highly intelligent, knew what they were doing, had very specific demands. And this person is kind of bumbling around, covering up the camera with sage that he ripped out of the front of the lawn, basically, which is not something you would typically do if you're prepared to tape over cameras or to evade any kind of detection. So just your final assessment on where we are with this situation now that the FBI is saying that there are multiple persons of interest here.
Well, I agree with Art in that I'm not sure that ransom note and the demand for cash is necessarily related to this person that's at the front door. One of the problems with this investigation, a couple other people have talked about it, is what happened at the beginning. And one of the things that you do in the beginning of this kind of investigation is separate all the family members and start talking to them. Then you separate all the workers and start talking to them. And I'm not sure that happened at the level that it should have. So I'm not sure we have all the information. And again, when I was on the job, the people we would look at for something like this, first and foremost, is the family. Who saw her last? What are the relationships like? Things like that. We still don't have the answers to that. Now the FBI is going to be able to find that out. And I hope, and I'm assuming it's them doing the interrogations tonight of these persons of interest, and that we get this wrapped up.
Yeah, we do know that they have been investigating around the home of Annie Guthrie, who is Savannah Guthrie's sister. So they've been looking at a lot, but whether that was done at the beginning is a big question given the sheriff department's handling of this. Thanks to both of you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.